I visited home for the December holiday. Excited, of course. The familiarity of being home was so soothing. The fresh smell of the cocoa geisha. The familiar utensils I'd grown up using, which had really grown old as I watched. My bunk bed. My little tiny old wardrobe. Everything just made me feel at home because I was home. It was extremely hot, blazing, I must say. And something was just so weird. My mother always kept the windows shut. I inquired why, and she just mumbled and unconvincingly said, "Oh, there are a lot of mosquitoes these days." "Oh, okay," I responded, but it just wasn't adding up. Honestly, we'd had mosquitoes from as long as I can remember, but my mother would always religiously open the window the first thing in the morning, the moment she woke up. So now to say it was because of the mosquitoes just didn't make sense. 2 days later, one of my long-time childhood friends visited and asked, "Mommy, what did you end up doing about that snake?" "Which snake?" shrugged my mother, as she asked, pretending to be confused while trying to wink at my friend with her other eye so that she'd keep quiet. Well, her attempt failed dismally because I saw her and said, "Oh, there was a snake." "Yes," she responded. My friend added, "A big snake, Mara, in the kitchen." My heart sank for a moment and I tried adding 1 plus 1 and it was almost making sense. Well, my mom confessed that she hadn't told me because she knew I was terrified of snakes, but that's why she could not open the windows and the doors. Ignorance is bliss indeed, huh? My mind then raced back close to 10 years from that particular incident. My mother had just reintroduced television, and maybe I was around 10 years old now. We would watch a short program on television together before I went to bed. I barely had an hour of screen time then, and it was then that in one of the soapies, a gay couple was introduced. We had a short discuss about the matter, and a resolution was passed. The resolution was that we needed to immediately get rid of the cable because when the same-sex couple broke up, sympathies were piqued with the couple, as though this was what should have been done, as though this was a painful experience for which we should have actually been praying for their healing. And this was a snake in the house. You see, back to snake. Once bitten, twice shy. We understand that snakes are undesirable and we would not deliberately let them into our house. So we shut the doors, we lock the gates, we put high wall drawers and dogs to guard against the enemy that steals our material possessions. Our TVs, our beds, our sofas, our washing machines. And forget the most important body machine, the heart. We've put up all the guard against the temporal, those things that are to pass, and put down our guard against the enemy of souls. We've missed his guise and purified his blatant attack on God in our own self-seeking systems. We've let our children get beaten by snakes while we watched them get beaten by snakes and watched with them, and we ourselves got beaten. We've let the snakes of spiritualism, nudity, pornography, rivalry. The list is endless of the snakes that we've allowed and smiled and folded our hands as we watched them enter. Maybe the even greater and sadder challenge is that we thought we were immune to the venom of the snakes because we are older, have more experience, and we know it is not true. But are we really immune? Why would God counsel us repeatedly to guard the avenues of our hearts? While today's side, the story shows us how things even adults are exposed to can change their entire outlook and direction of their lives. Because exposure exposes you to good or evil and inclines you to either of the directions. So to think that we can expose ourselves to things and not be changed by them is probably quite presumptuous on our part, as though we just let in the snake and say, well, it won't bite, I am grown. You see, a story of this place is told of Theodore, who later changed his name to Holden God. He lived in South Africa for the greater part of his life. He was born in 1877 and lived there. It was only during the years that he was old enough to go to university that he went to Durham University in the United Kingdom. It would be there that he was exposed to the medieval castles and a true experience of the Victorian era luxuries. And this put a flame in his heart to build his own castle. And so this is the place that we have seen that for over 2 decades he dedicated weekends in his life to construct the castle. And so I ask you again, are we not changed by what we see, what we watch, at any stage and age of our lives? And so in whose likeness is what we are watching, what you are watching, molding you into? See, the Bible admonishes us to have the mind of Jesus as our own, a selfless, self-sacrificing love. And so as you scroll down through Instagram, through TikTok, Facebook, whatever YouTube channels, Twitter, and whatever channels that you are exposed to, ask yourself, whose image am I being transformed to? Of note is the saints who come out of great tribulation in the book of Revelation have the name of Christ written on their foreheads, which is his very character. And this stems from within. It stems from their mind, their thoughts, which are then portrayed in Christ-like acts, which develop into a Christ-like lifestyle. So we cannot gainsay the importance of a Christ-like mind. This we can only achieve if we are to be deliberate about guarding the avenues of our hearts. In what we see, how we feel, what we hear, what we touch, even what we smell. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Therefore, in our witness, for us to have a pure and effective witness, our hearts need to be purified. And though we are in different walks of life, we all can reveal a Christ-like character.
Horses could run on top of the whole cave. Here, right in Zimbabwe, one of the poorest countries in the world, you have a wall which is thick. Manya, one horse, or even two side by side. Now, it's clear